One of the things that I enjoy about gardening and landscaping is to plant a seed or a bulb and then watch it grow and nourish it and give it the water that it needs. To me, that's very fulfilling.
Belinda Chason embodies the essence of a true gardener, nurturing and cultivating with love and care. It's with these same qualities that Belinda has served Florida agriculture. Her efforts throughout the years have yielded an abundance of achievements, milestones, and accomplishments. Not just for her, but for many others. Belinda was born in Marianna on Christmas Day to William and Nettie Gilbert. When Belinda turned 2, her father found work in Quincy and moved the family there. Belinda is the eldest of 4 siblings, 2 sisters and a brother. She fondly remembers her childhood and early introduction to agriculture.
We lived on a small farm, and we had milk cows, and we had beef cows, and pork, and garden. We weren't selling anything, but we raised what we ate. And then, of course, during the summer, because shade tobacco was the cash crop in Gadsden County at the time, all of my friends and I worked in tobacco in the summertime. And with that, I knew and appreciated agriculture.
After high school, Belinda enrolled at Lively Technical Center in Tallahassee. Completing a secretarial program, she went to work at the Department of Education as a staff assistant at the age of 18. There, she was supervised by Bob Caldwell, who throughout the years became her mentor and exposed Belinda to the different aspects of agriculture education. In 1993, Belinda became DOE's curriculum specialist for agricultural education. 3 years later, she was the agency's first female state supervisor for agriculture, food, and natural resources. As supervisor, Belinda facilitated a curriculum grant to redesign agriculture education to prepare students who are entering the agriculture field and help ensure a more knowledgeable workforce.
Hello.
Hey, Ms. Chason, this is Kelly Mosley in Clay County.
Hey, Kelly, how are you?
I'm doing great. I wanted to give you an update
on our Ag Biotechnology program.
My goal and my job was to work with the teachers who were in the classrooms every day where the rubber meets the road, and to make sure that they were as prepared as possible to teach those students, to help those students to become the best that they could be.
Come right on in.
Good morning.
Good morning, young lady. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
It's great to see you in class.
Well, I always felt that the best way to get a job done was to bring together a group of people that had that same goal in mind and were willing to work toward that, and then facilitate the process. That's what I always tried to do, was to be the facilitator and bring people together.
Let's go ahead and call this meeting to order.
In her role with DOE, Belinda collaborated with the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, Florida Farm Bureau, Florida Nursery Growers and Landscape Association, and industry partners to establish a rigorous and relevant agricultural science curriculum. This included the course Agri-Science Foundations. Through her efforts, students completing this course would earn science credit.
Ms. Chason, Florida Farm Bureau, and a lot of industry leaders had to work very, very hard to develop something and get it passed through all the legislation and things like that, so that our ag programs wouldn't be at a disadvantage like other programs, and they would be able to impact the school grade positively, and they would be able to generate bonus funding and provide this career opportunity for students. Ms. Chason is a champion for practical applications of agriculture, very innovative in thinking outside of the box of traditional agriculture and the opportunities for students.
Ms. Chason has done an awful lot of things to help ag teachers in the state of Florida. And of course, when you help ag teachers, you help agriculture students. When you help agriculture students, you promote Florida agriculture, and this is something she's always done.
Belinda's career with the Department of Education has spanned more than 41 years. And during this time, she has served on numerous state and national committees, advisory boards, and legislative initiatives.
Career and Adult Education.
Currently, Belinda serves as DOE's Director of Educational Initiatives in Career and Adult Education.
Well, Ms. Chason has contributed a great deal to our division and to the state of Florida, especially as it relates to agricultural education and to adult education and all of the career and technical educations that we represent here in the division. Ms. Chason is a great advocate for career and technical education because she understands it, she believes in it, and she knows that all of the benefits that it can provide for students across this state. And the fact that these students will go on and have some wonderful careers, she really understands the positive pieces for our students.
While the impact of Belinda's career in agriculture education is far-reaching, perhaps her most notable contribution is her service with the Future Farmers of America.
Concentrate on the next level, that'd be great.
In 1978, Belinda received an honorary state FFA degree, the beginning of many achievements with the organization. In 1990, Belinda was named the Executive Secretary of Florida FFA, the first female ever appointed to that position in the state. And in 1996, she became Florida's first female state FFA advisor. Belinda would go on to serve as state FFA advisor for over 15 years. To both of these roles, she brought a new perspective and opportunity for innovation.
At that time, women in agricultural positions still was a little bit of a novelty. There weren't a lot of female teachers or FFA advisors. The groundwork that Belinda laid as executive secretary helped us all. She had such professionalism and did such a wonderful job that it opened a lot of doors for women like myself to follow. The growth that Belinda carried for FFA is tremendous. And we can see it not only here in Florida, but across the nation. In the positions that she served in, she brought new ideas and new opportunities for those students, which then carried over to success in agriculture that we see today.
In April of 1996, Belinda, chosen by her colleagues across the country, became the first female to serve on the National FFA Board of Directors. As a board member, Belinda was instrumental in many noteworthy organizational efforts and changes, including the relocation of the National FFA Convention from Kansas City, Missouri to Louisville, Kentucky, and the relocation of the National FFA Center from Alexandria, Virginia to its current home in Indianapolis, Indiana.
So you look at those types of accomplishments and you know that people really trusted Ms. Chason. They trusted her to bring new insight and innovation and excitement to what was going on in ag education at the time. The mission of agricultural education is to prepare students for successful careers and a lifetime of informed choices in the food, fiber, and natural resources industry. She lives that mission every single day.
You don't have to be around her very long to know that she thinks that Florida agriculture is very important. She's always promoted that fact, through several ways. I know that she was very instrumental in helping us get an FFA tag. I think that tag now has raised almost $150,000 for agriculture students and FFA members and ag teachers, for the last 6 or 7 years.
Even though FFA is intracurricular, FFA activities take place in the afternoons or on Saturdays, weekends. It's a lot of traveling, a lot of extra time with students. Belinda always put in the extra hours, and there was never a time that she wasn't willing to do that.
Belinda has traveled across the United States and around the world, promoting ag education, serving as mentor and chaperone to young FFA officers, while coordinating the day-to-day logistics of each excursion. No matter where or when an event was held, Belinda was always willing to put in the extra hours.
I think people who know her well know how personal she takes her job, and every kid that has come through FFA, she wants to see them succeed. Most people may not know that, but she follows up and keeps tabs on every kid she's ever had involvement with.
Under her leadership, she was the mother of literally thousands of students who came through this organization. You take someone who has devoted, at this point, 44 years of their life to education, there's a lot of young lives that have been impacted. And I think that's evident in the number of students that come back and maintain those relationships with her and interact with her even still today.
I've known Miss Chason for almost 25 years now. That's hard to believe. And, you know, it wasn't just I served as a state officer under her and she was our executive secretary, but that relationship continued. She's someone that I can call on as a mentor even today. She calls me for projects, and so it's unique, and it's part of that family ag industry, but it's also part of who she is, because when she develops those relationships, she will continue them and continue to nurture them.
Ms. Chason is a very impactful person. She has had a direct impact in the way that she was able to influence me. The development that took place through Ms. Chason's leadership has given me, as a production agriculturalist, the ability to further my role in agriculture, to create a passion for young people, to lead the industry forward. And it's directly related to how she took me under her wing and saw those little qualities that need to be developed and groomed, and has made that happen.
There's a lot of people that may tell you that if they learned one thing from Miss Chason, this is it. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you're left. And we always knew that if you weren't on time with Miss Chason, you were going to be left.
And I have left a few along the way. So they do know that it will happen.
You know, whether it's somebody like me who is involved directly in production agriculture as a strawberry grower, and also gets to be involved at the policy level as a state representative. And there's many other students throughout the years that are actively giving back to the agricultural industry and are involved now today because of the things that they learned from Ms. Chason as she mentored them through the organization as they were growing up.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Ms. Chason's impact on the next generations of farmers and ranchers around our state of Florida is, I think, is multifaceted. She's continually stepped up to be a leader and a role model for my daughter as she goes through, and to see that there's capabilities in all aspects of agriculture. It's not just a job, and it's not just teaching. I mean, years after year after year, and I watched her interact with my daughter now, and I watched her interact as we were going through. I mean, every FFA member was important to her. And you can tell that she has a deep compassion for what she does.
She truly has a heart for the organization and for the members. Even after so many years, Ms. Chason's still an important part of all of our lives that have had the chance to work with her.
I met on that, and we're still friends. Let's hear about these stories.
She has worked her way up and has worked in basically every position in vocational education and in agricultural education. Through her hard work and her dedication and her passion, quickly people could see that you could never question her ability to do this job and that no one else could do it better. She has contributed so much, and when I really think about Florida FFA, Belinda Chason is Florida FFA. She's been a part of it for so long.
Oftentimes I will say I never wore the blue jacket, but the impact that the blue jacket had on me has been tremendous. And I think that, to me, that means that while as a high school student, females were not allowed in FFA at the time. And so I never had the opportunity to wear that blue jacket and to be an FFA member. But the impact that that blue jacket has had on me through the years and through my involvement with students, as well as the opportunities that I've had to serve the organization in ways that I never dreamed I would. But the blue jacket has certainly had a tremendous impact on me and on my life and on my career. So tell me about the greenhouse. This is new since I was here last.
First of all, Belinda operates up here.
Everybody else can operate where they want to, but she's going to be up here. And when you operate like that, those that are not so inclined to be there will get there, or they will always be inspired to get there. And I think that's what she has done. She has led by example as much as anything else she's done, and then she constantly reinforces that.
She can make anything she puts her mind to. She's determined to do it. So I think that's a big plus in her favor. And I feel like that is a great accomplishment. And as a family, we are very proud of her.
She loves her family, and she shows that with everything. I mean, she's one of the, I mean, I know I'm biased, but she is a great grandmother to us. She's helped us through things. She has taught us things. I was introduced to a completely different world in a way that I loved and enjoyed doing and learning about, and I realized I wouldn't mind working within the agricultural field, and she showed me that. She's just one of a kind. She's just everything. I mean, there's not one thing. She's not just dedicated, she's not just funny, and she's not just smart. She's all of them. She's just one of those people who you just want to be around because she has all the aspects.
I draw a parallel between her gardening to what she's done her entire life, or at least as long as I've known her. The planting and the watering and the simply taking care, nurturing. Perhaps that's her hobby because that's what she's done all of her entire life in her career in terms of shaping young lives.
Jamie, may I please help you plant?
You certainly may. Which one would you like to plant?
And I think that's so fitting for who she embodies as a human being, because she loves agriculture, she loves farmers, she wants to get her hands in the dirt and nurture and grow something, and that's what she did with thousands of FFA members across the state.
Ms. Chason's contributions to agriculture are somewhat abstract. We typically think of someone who is involved in production agriculture. What Ms. Chason's done in agriculture is way beyond that, and she's produced leadership for many years. It's not a one-crop process, and what she's done is she's built generations of people, and the values that she's instilled in those people that'll carry on to the next generation is something that's way bigger than any crop.
Belinda's love for agriculture, her tireless championing of agriculture education, and dedication to mentoring ag teachers and students has made an immeasurable impact. And it's through the successes of this impact that Belinda's true contribution to agriculture is revealed.
Well, when I stopped to think about all the things that we were able to accomplish as a team and through my career, to know all the things that have happened and to know that a small part of that was something that I may have had an impact on, and so it is very rewarding as well as humbling.